Who's ready from a palm reading from the Palm Lady, coming to Culture Fest at the Stanley Theater, April 26th?
Okay. I'm a little scared about this. Okay.
Okay, well, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right.
Okay, your left hand would be your roadmap or your blueprint. It tells me what you came here to work on. Your right hand's your hand of human will. Now, because we all have human will, we all have choices. You can choose to work on your lessons or not. If you choose not to, it gives you a return trip ticket. You get to come back to try it again with different tools. Now, we never know what tools we're going to get, so it gives you an opportunity to make a choice of whether you want to do it, learn the lessons with the tools you have right now, or if you want to wait. I'm going to start with your temper line, which is at the base of your thumb. It looks to me as if you have to be cornered before you come out fighting. And if somebody's going to piss you off, they should know how to run.
So far, so good. That's funny.
I see you doing a little bit of traveling, but traveling isn't the top priority on your list. You'd rather be home with a good book, cup of hot chocolate, and a blanket. So
I don't get to spend much time there, so yeah.
I think that if somebody said that they had a ticket, or it would depend on where it was, of course, but for the most part, you'd go, "Yep, see ya, have a great time. I'll see you when you get back." Your lifeline is out here. It shows me how healthy you'll be, whether there's any allergies or any health issues that you might be facing. It looks to me like you can be a little bit of a risk taker. You step out of the box every now and again to try something that's totally off the wall. I see a very long lifeline. It looks like you're going to be around for quite a few years.
Oh, my husband will appreciate that.
Your headline is how you make your decisions. Your headline shows up knitted together on both hands, which shows a conservative person. It tells me that you ask questions before you make a commitment. You look and investigate everything before you say yes. On your left hand, it tips down a little bit toward your Mount of Luna, which is on your the base of your hand. Your right hand doesn't have that much of a curve in it. So it shows me you could be a little obsessive compulsive, but you kind of try to rein that in just a little bit so you don't scare people. I do see someone who likes to get in your face and tell you what they think you should be doing. They come from the Mount of Luna area, which says they drive you a little crazy sometimes.
That would also be my husband.
Your love line is up here. You have 3 lines on your hand. The love line is showing people who walk along the same path you do. It isn't so much a chain as it is people who walk beside you. I'd say you have a great group of people who are compatriots or co-workers that all seem to come in on the same level as you are. So they understand where you're coming from, and they don't interfere, they support. Let's flip your hands over. There are 4 different types and shapes of hands. You have air hands. There's air, earth, fire, and water. Air-handed people are a little like Princess Diana. She was always out trying to save the world. In your own way, I think you try to do that same thing. You put forth the information that people need to hear and do the things that people need to see. And it's all in your own efforts to save the world. Now, sometimes you can be a little overwhelmed with that too, because we can't do it all by ourselves. We really have to have help. It doesn't mean you can't try. It just means that sometimes you get a little, overwhelmed. On the tips of your fingers, there's also air, which says it's a complete balance around you of energy that says, if you see the underdog, you probably go looking for a solution. Put your hands up like we're going to arm wrestle. Ah, no, I'm only kidding.
You probably win.
Psych. The sides of your hands show relationships. Have you been married more than once or in more than one committed relationship?
I've been married twice.
Okay. The second one is going to be much better than the first. You've known both these people in previous lifetimes, but the second one seems to have more energy around it and more commitment. Let's see. It looks to be also about 30, 40 years.
Yay! I'm halfway there.
Good. Super. Do you have one child?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay.
You're good.
It shows me that this child has probably come through from other lifetimes. You've also been together. Now, we never know what the other connections are. That you'd have to go into a past life regression to find out how you're connected to these other people. But I would say that sometimes people have additional lines, and I'll ask about that, and they'll go, "Well, I had a miscarriage," and okay. I'm looking at and comparing the two hands. I would say you're an older soul. You've been around many lifetimes. You're probably here to help some other people through their times of testing. It gives you an opportunity to teach, but you can't give the answers. You can give the options. That's what I try to do when I read the lines on your hands, is give you options. Am I a fortune teller? Not really.
Well, you're pretty dang good, let me tell you.
I usually tell people, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you've always got.
That's true.
And if you hear something that I tell you and it doesn't resonate with you, or you didn't like it, that's your opportunity to make the changes.
You haven't said anything wrong yet.
I see an angel that walks along beside you here. You're very blessed. We're all blessed in that we have angels. But when they show up on your hands, now I have a pretty heavy duty one.
You do.
It's interesting that you never walk alone. Your angels and your guides always walk along beside you. Can I tell who it is? No.
I know who it is.
Okay, well, that's good. That's excellent. It could be someone who has crossed over and just loved you so much that they couldn't let go, and they wanted to be sure you were okay. That gives a lot of people comfort that they may recognize who that person is. I sense such love that is unconditional. It's almost like tears, just forming tears, because it's so unconditional. They love you despite yourself, and they don't care what's happening around you, other than, how can I help you? How can I get you through this? Get you beyond it. Everybody's interested in money. If you bend your wrist just a little bit, you'll notice that there are lines here, and they're called resets.
Oh, I thought they were called wrinkles.
The deeper the line, the deeper the reset. The longer the reset, the more money it is. Now, some people have very fine lines on their wrist, and I just tell them they'll never get a real big inheritance or a lottery winning, an insurance settlement. But on that same note, the flip side to that is you owe no one. But I do see some lump sums of money here, and I don't know if it's like I said, a lottery winning, an insurance settlement. It could be a bonus. So
That'd work. I better go pay the lottery.
there's definitely some money out there for you.
Cool.
Just remember to put your hand out and say thank you. Questions?
No, I can't. You're good. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this almost 40 years.
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you get into something like this? Do you?
Well, you have a husband that plays football or watches football, and you're stuck out in the kitchen with a cup of coffee and all the other wives.
So you don't have to go to school, or I mean, how do you learn how to do it?
Well, I did take classes at a church out in Oregon, and I did various levels. The palm reading and tarot cards I was better at than some of the other modalities, but it's all teachable. It's teachable.
Did you read your own palm?
Well, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees.
Oh.
And it's much better if you get an objective opinion, because I don't listen to myself sometimes.
Don't we all, though, right?
Yeah,
Exactly. That person you were talking about, that would be my husband. He's the only one I listen to. So I get that.
There you go.
I get that. So if somebody wants their own palm read, I don't know why they wouldn't, because you're right on the money. How do we do that?
Well, you can contact me. Do you want a phone number, or do you want an email? Or
Whichever's easiest. How would you like someone to contact you?
Well, reflection card reader, and it's with an X, REFLEXION, card, C-A-R-D, reader, R-E-A-D-E-R, at Hotmail. And just drop me a line that says, I'm interested in a party. What I offer is, if you have at least 3 friends, no more than 9, I like small parties, we can get together and I will offer you a free reading, palm reading or card reading of your choice.
So you do a lot of parties?
Not as many as I'd like, but I do get away with 1 or 2.
That's a great idea for like a birthday or...
A wedding.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that. A bridesmaid's party or, yeah, a bachelorette.
I got a call from a lady from California. She's marrying someone in, I believe, Rome. And she said, I got your number and I wanted to call and see if you'd come to my wedding. Sure, when is it? And she gave me a date and I booked her in.
That's like the greatest party wedding favor ever. What a great idea.
Yeah. And I also do after prom parties. And I'm trying to break into the market around here. I've done Johnstown for 7 or 8 years now. I have started doing, where is that little town just before there? Canajahari. I've done them for 2 years now. And from midnight until 3 o'clock in the morning, I read palms of the kids that are there for the after prom party. They literally lock them into the school for 4 hours, and they don't turn them loose until about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. Then they go out and get breakfast and go home and sleep the rest of the day.
That's good for kids so they know what's ahead of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
thank
it's
you
fun.
very much for your time. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.